Welcome back to the IHSN Roundtable as we begin Hour 2, live from El Rey. I'm Ben Garrett alongside Kevin Akers, Rick Keaton, and now we're joined by our First National Bank players of the game from Friday night. And Kevin, if it seems a little bit more crowded than usual, it's because Oneida had co-players of the game. And I told Tim Smith that it's because Mark Matthews couldn't pick. He should have picked between one of these two guys.
It was tough.
Tim said, you know what, let's for this week, they both deserved it. So Luke Barna and Jeric Huling from Oneida, and then from Scott High, our player of the game, Rylan Griffin. We'll get to you guys in a minute. We're going to start with Rylan. Rylan, congratulations on being the player of the game. 19-yard touchdown touchdown catch against Pigeon Forge. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was your 4th touchdown catch this season.
Yes, sir.
There we go, those one-word answers. That's what we're looking for. But probably, if we turn the clock back a little bit, my committee, I'm not allowed to vote on my committee for the player of the game. So I would have selected you back about game 2, I think at South Doyle, but others got picked there. So it's nice that you're here with us tonight. You've been that player of the game. It was a tough matchup against Pigeon Forge the other night because offensively they want to run the wing T. They want to take time off the clock. Unfortunately, they didn't take that much time off the clock, but that's what they want to do. And you go both ways. You're the receiver, and most of the games you're the free safety. So I don't think I have to ask the question, which do you prefer, being on the offense or the defensive side of the ball?
I definitely prefer offense. Defense is not really my strong point, but offense is pretty easy for me.
The last 3 weeks now, I think that the defensive coaches have ratcheted things up in practice, trying to get our team to become more aggressive defensively, tackle better, and to a certain degree against Pigeon Forge the other night, we did that. We actually forced them to turn over the ball 3 or 4 times on downs, and we had not been able to have any consistency doing that against other teams.
Yeah, back then Mason would try to get us to strip the ball, and I feel like we really used that last week against Pigeon Forge.
Well, you're talking about Mason Owens, who was a summertime coach, but then he had to go off to college to play football himself, and he worked extensively with the defensive backs at that time. What one thing do you think of when we talk about last Friday night? We talk about the turnovers that the Highlanders had. What one thing, if I say turnovers, comes to your mind?
Fumbles.
Fumbles?
And interceptions, actually.
Well, they were all turnovers there like that. But how many times did we turn the ball over and Pigeon Forge ended up with a short field on about every turnover?
Yeah. I think we turned over maybe 4 times, something like that.
6.
6.
6. That changes. Does that change your thought process now, Rylan?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always going to be hard to play when you give up the ball that much. But being the optimist that I am, and I said it during the third quarter, we come out, we score in the third quarter. Yeah, we're still down 28-7 at that point, but I felt here's a spark. If we can come back and get the ball again, get another touchdown, we can whittle into that lead. It's not about winning the second half. It's about, hey, making enough things happen. You get the ball often enough, maybe we can score and make it a much closer game.
Yeah, I definitely thought after that touchdown that it would build our confidence up and we'd do a little bit better in the second half. But
what was the emphasis at halftime?
Really, most of it was people were focused on what happened at the end of halftime.
Yep, the ejections, the unsportsmanlike, the ejections and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah. Our minds were really focused on that than what we should change in the second half. So.
And with that skirmish over there on the Pigeon Forge sideline, we lose Landon Crabtree for a half this week. Is that right? Is that the only one that we had ejected?
Oh, it was supposed to be Deshaun, but they called 66, and he's actually 76. So I think the coaches are talking about it and trying to get Landon not to be ejected next week or this week.
Not to have to miss part of the game because of that. I hope that works out for us. It's really enough that I want to talk about Pigeon Forge because, that game's behind you. We've got to look ahead positively this week. What have the coaches talked about in specifics with Gibbs, and what do you think about taking on Gibbs in the region this week?
Gibbs, they like to pass it and run it. Last week, Pigeon Forest mostly ran the ball, but Gibbs, they do like some screens. And this week, I'm playing corner instead of safety, so it'll be a little bit different for me this week.
That'll be a big change for you because you've either been the strong or the free safety, I think, most of the season, even though they've talked about moving you to corner. But who does that put back in the safety positions if you're up on the edge that way?
Landon Griffith.
Landon Griffith? So he'll actually move from the corner to the safety.
Yes, sir.
And who's going to be the other safety, or the other corner across from him?
Nolan. They got Luke
Nolan.
back there as safety too, I think.
Okay. Well, that is quite a change up. They get Luke back at safety and basically changing up both cornerbacks. How do you feel about that change?
I don't really know yet. I guess we'll see Friday how it goes, and if we need to make adjustments, we will.
What do you think is the number one thing, or two things maybe, that your squad needs to improve on this week going into Gibbs?
Definitely confidence and arm tackling.
We
Definitely
do.
those two.
We have most people look at this and say, "Hey, they must practice arm tackling," but we've got to overcome that. And I watch you guys do that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and you're getting in there, and I guess you're beating up our own scout team with those tackles, but it doesn't translate well to the field on Friday nights.
Yeah, our scout team is definitely different against the varsity offense and defense. But
Any other injuries of note this week? I mean, you've got the ejection. We know that he'll, I think, miss the first half. But besides the injuries that we already had to Will and to Michael and
Jaden Mays.
Jaden Mays.
Jaden Mays should be clear tomorrow.
All right. Very good.
I want to ask you one question, and I know Rick said he didn't want to talk about Pigeon Forge anymore, but I want to ask you, so your first touchdown catch this season was against Coalfield. In retrospect, that was kind of easy. I mean, you got wide open. All you had to do was catch the ball and turn around and run with it. Had a couple of touchdown receptions against South Dole. This one against Pigeon Forge may have been the most difficult catch. You went up, you high pointed the ball, did a really nice job of pulling that one into the end zone. Walk us through that play.
Well, it was originally supposed to be on 2, and I was a little delayed when they snapped it because it was supposed to be on 2. And I ran a corner route, and I caught it, and like as soon as I caught it, like the dude was hitting me. And at first, I thought the ref was going to mark me short, but he let it slide.
All right. Were you short?
No.
Okay, good deal. All right, so hang tight. We're going to come back to you in just a minute, but we're going to swing over here to this side of the table. Jeric Huling, 5 receptions for 120 yards. And I don't know if you realize this or not. You probably do. But you had a role in setting up. Oneida scores 4 times. You set up all 4 of those scores with receptions that you had. And then, of course, Luke, you come in at the end and do what you're called upon to do. And there's the old saying about kickers. You know, nobody pays attention to kickers until it comes down to a game-winning kick, and then all of a sudden all the focus is on you. Both of you guys came through in a big way on Friday night.
Thank you, Ben. I'm going to start with Jeric, if I can. Tell us, what do you think is the hardest part about playing wide receiver?
To me personally, it's probably remembering the routes. I get so confused on running those. Coach May, he's kind of switched them up, but not really. But some of them just don't click in my head sometimes.
I can get that. I played receiver when I was in school. Yeah, that can be a challenge. And I'm going to pose this question to both of you, and I'll get to you in just a few minutes. You wear number 22. Any particular reason why you wear number 22?
Colby Morgan.
Oh, okay. There you go. Hey, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Is there any other position that you would like to try to play?
Definitely quarterback.
Quarterback,
I'd love to play
okay.
quarterback.
Oh, look out, Caden Rector.
All right. What will coming into this week? Of course, you just looked at maybe some film and stuff today, scouting Rockwood out a little bit. What looks to be the biggest challenge going into this Rockwood game?
Stopping their big plays. That's the only way they score. They can't drive it down the field. They can't run the ball, but they can only score off these 70, 80-yard runs.
Oh, okay. Good deal.
I think that'll be our biggest challenge, to stop it.
All right. Well, congratulations to you getting co-player of the game this week.
Thank you.
As Ben said, 5 catches, 120 yards. That's one of the biggest outputs from a receiver we've had in quite a long time. Right now we come to Luke Barna. Now, Luke, what finally convinced you to come out and give football a try? Because my understanding is this is the first time you've ever played, correct?
Yeah. It was just a lot of people wanted me to play. I knew we needed a kicker, so I just decided I'd start to play, and I'm enjoying it a lot so far. Definitely fun.
All right, now, you were number 12. Any particular reason why you were number 12?
Nope, that was the only one that was
the
open.
jersey that was available.
Yep, that was the only one.
That's just as good a reason as any. You have a favorite story about your dad. Now, his dad, if you're not aware, was a kicker for Oneida as well, and was an excellent kicker. I'm sure he's helping you along the way. You got any particular story that he shared that's one of your favorites?
Well, he recently told me about he kicked a game winner too. I forgot who it was against, but he told me it was a pretty long kick, and he just told me his feelings about it and stuff, and I kind of related to that a little bit too. So that was pretty cool.
Now, if I can, I'll tell a little brief story. I was having to go down to Oliver Springs a lot when your dad played. Didn't get to see him play a whole lot, and wasn't really familiar with your dad, and they went to play Cofield. So I thought, okay, I'm going to stop by and watch some of this game. I got to watch the first half before I had to go to where I had to go. And they brought your dad in right at the end of the half to attempt a 60-yard field goal. I'm thinking, what in the world are they doing bringing this guy in high school to kick a 60-yard field goal? And I was in line with the end zone, and it sounded like a cannon went off when he hit that ball. And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, he's going to make this. And it dropped just like about a yard short. So that's what kind of leg your dad had. So that was very, very impressive. Would you rather play soccer or football at the next level?
Man, I don't know. I mean, football is just a crazy atmosphere in America. So I think right now it would definitely be football. But, I mean, soccer is my first love. I grew up playing that. And I would obviously love to play that in the next level too. But I think it'd be football.
Any schools you're interested in?
Well, I mean, my dream school is Tennessee, obviously. But I'm looking at a few schools right now, definitely.
And this question comes from Tim Smith. Left hash mark or right hash mark? Which one you prefer?
Ooh, I guess right, because that's where I hit the game winner from. But I've also missed from there this season so far, so I don't really have a preference.
Yeah, I know usually like the left-footed kickers would rather kick from the right. The right-foot kickers kick from the left. Just because of the angle, you have to kick it back in. Last question for you. That was the opportunity every kicker that you dreams of what you had. Chance to not only kick the game-winning field goal, but to win the game and it be a homecoming game. Just leading up to that moment, going out on the field, that opportunity, what was going through your head at that time?
I mean, I was nervous, but this is what I practice for. You got to treat every kick in practice like it's going to be a game winner. So that's just kind of our philosophy. And I was ready. All the guys were kind of letting me know that this is what I needed to do, and I have one job, so I'm just glad I could get done.
What's the longest kick you've kicked in practice so far?
58 so far. I had some good wind. It was just me and my dad out there, and I decided I was going to give it a shot, and I hit the crossbar and it bounced over.
Okay, well, it counts.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
So, first of all, Luke, you have a different accent than the rest of us sitting here at this table. Did people ever pick on you for your accent?
Yes, I've been picked on, but it's pretty funny.
Now they're not allowed to pick on you now because, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're kicking game-winning field goals,
Give me some
Okay,
respect.
so let me ask you this, because 32 yards is just a chip shot for
Yeah.
you. So it was coming down to the end there, and Oneida was just barely, I say barely, he kicked a 58-yarder, and maybe not just barely, but 47-yard field goal. Coach May said after the game he would like to get within about 45 yards. It was going to be about a 47, 48-yard field goal before they got the 15-yard penalty. So would you have rather had that chip shot 32, 33-yard kick, or would you rather they not had the penalty so you could go out there and really make a statement with a 50-yard kick?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that would have been cool if I got to kick that long a field goal, but, I mean, 32 is fine for me.
Okay, so I was going to ask you this. Kevin took this question. I was going to ask you soccer or football. You know, now that you've been out on the football field for a few months, I was going to ask you if football was making a push at soccer as your number one sport. Doesn't sound like it, but I can ask you this. I can put you on the spot. Jimmy May or Derek Keaton?
I can't answer that question.
All right, that's okay. Good answer. All right, Jeric, you said that you would like to play quarterback. If you could play any other position, you'd like to play quarterback. Your quarterback's sitting back here, so I want to ask you: Jeric Huling, Caden Rector, you're both out there just slinging it. You think you could outdo him?
Oh no, Caden Rector's. I think Caden's a very good quarterback. That's a position I would love to play, other than receiver.
All right, so Kevin, I almost forgot your name. Kevin asked Luke why he finally decided to play football. You've been in football and away from football. Now you're back out your senior year. What made you decide to come back out?
Mostly my friends. They told me that they think I should do it. It's my last year. I got nothing to lose, so I might as well give it a shot. And I love it. I've loved it for the past 2 years.
All right. Well, someone swing back over here real quick to Rylan Griffin. And Rylan, there is no doubt that you are Brady Strunk's favorite target. I mean, I think that's safe to say. And you were the only receiver Friday night against Pigeon Forge that had a catch from. You weren't the only one targeted, but you were the only one who had a catch in that game.
I believe that's 2 games this year that he's been the only.
That is exactly right. So talk about the rapport that you two guys have working together, the trust that you got to have.
Definitely this year, me and Brady have a very strong connection. He really likes to give me the ball. He tries to give the ball to other receivers, and they do well too, but I think me and Brady have a pretty strong connection.
Brady's a senior, and you're a junior, so you've got 1 more year to come back, and hopefully we put a quarterback out there that continues to throw it to you.
All right, Rylan Griffin, Luke Barna, Jeric Huling, congratulations on being First National Bank Players of the Game. Good luck this week. You guys are going to be headed down to Rockwood. You guys are going to be headed over to Knox Central to play Gibbs. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll pull in our Legend of the Game presented by the Black Cat.